this is Real Housewives of Atlanta. Hello, Mr. Chocolate. First of all, can we address the fact that Bravo is a liar? So I hate it when they do this thing where they're like, oh, Real Housewives of Atlanta is 90 minutes tonight. And I'm like, 90 minutes? And I've got to rearrange my whole DVR because Alaska, the Last Frontier is a conflict. And so it gets bumped down and I can't live watch it. Just to find out that it's a watch what happens live. If I wanted to watch what happens live, I would record watch what happens live. Okay? So don't sneak it in at the end of my Real Housewives of Atlanta telling me it's more footage. Okay. So we up with Claudia and Cynthia going, Kenya and Cynthia going to Claudia's house. I do feel bad for Claudia when she's talking about people getting on her for not being black enough or whatever in high school, because it's just racist. That's just all that is. And that sucks. I think she was genuinely hurt. I didn't immediately get the connection specifically to the fight she had with Portia. So I don't know. I don't dislike, like I said, I don't hate anyone in this show really. Oh, Karen, yeah. But right now I'm not really team anyone, okay? So Candy and Todd, he arranged for her to be acting in some movie, and then he wants to hang out with his friends, which I kind of can't blame him. Like, if he was going to, like, strip clubs and stuff and picking up and dancing with women, I would have a huge problem with that as Candy. But if he was, like, hanging out with his bros having pizza, I wouldn't. So I wasn't totally sure what that was about. And then later on, she's talking to her friend, Carmen. Sorry, I couldn't remember her name. Carmen. And she, like, throws out some allegations about them not having sex enough, only once a week. And, you know, is he cheating? And I was like, where did that come from, right? Like, and I don't know. Like, I feel like the baggage that Candy brought with Mama Joyce, maybe he just wants to get out of town for a little bit without her nagging him, you know? I don't know. So I don't know where that came from. Candy's really, in general, one of my favorites, but this season's not making her look that great. So I don't know what was up with that. So Peter meets up with Apollo. Of course Peter meets up with Apollo because he is so shady and he has always got his nose up and stuff. So Apollo's all upset, so Peter's going to go make it worse. Apollo's got these printouts, these screenshots of a conversation. So first off, we got to address a few things. Apollo has lied repeatedly. And in fact, he's going to jail for 8 years for a form of lying, for identity theft. Okay? So everything that comes out of his mouth is tainted. That doesn't mean that for sure he's lying, but I can't say for sure he's telling the truth. You can totally fake. I mean, I could do that conversation right now with my phone. Just change, you know, get with a friend, name their contact this, go back and forth. It's his wife, so he can get pictures of her. He can do the whole thing, okay? So him saying that she's cheating, the texts don't make his argument any stronger or any weaker. She could be, and she should not. I mean, if she's gonna divorce him, she needs to divorce him. She shouldn't be fooling around, even if she's planning on divorcing him. So, but Peter's like the worst guy ever to, you know, because he's like, oh, buddy, let's get your mind off it. Let's go drink. Oh, yeah, that's what you should do, because Apollo is in a really precarious situation. In terms of, I'm not saying that he's automatically violent. I don't know. I just know that anyone in his position, about to go away for 8 years. He's having problems with his wife, who he's been having problems with for a while. And he knows this because he's been going to a lawyer talking about divorce, so this is not a surprise. Anyone in his position could act rash, you know, could do something rash, okay? Could be. So the last thing you want to do is start poking that crazy with a stick, as my friend said. That's not to say that I'm not going to label Apollo as violent or dangerous or any of that, but I think anyone in that position, and I've known people that have been in a similar position, have been in a really bad place. They're really, really upset and darkest day of their life kind of thing. And you go, okay, last thing you want to do is throw gasoline on that fire at all. Kenya's doing her show. Cynthia did a good job. I am proud of you, Cynthia. You did a good job. I would totally buy you as a Jamaican hairdresser. Claudia goes to her boss. They have this thing with her and Portia. She's making fun of Portia for pulling out a thing of gummy bears. I think it's brilliant. I love gummy bears. Anyway, we come back to the big thing, Phaedra, and Apollo is genuinely scared me. And that was his behavior. He was walking around. He had a real aggressive stomp. Of course, they added scary music, so that made it worse. She thought he was already in jail. Her changing the locks before she really knew that he was gone, it's kind of a little weird. No, I mean, she had a good reason in that, yeah, she doesn't know who has a key, and now that she's living alone with her 2 sons, she needs to protect herself. But at the same time, I don't think that's necessarily the whole reason. I think also part of it was that he couldn't get in. But he did scare me. Hey, hey, hey! Did you just hump my leg? Oh, pervert. Ah, sorry about that. I'm sorry, you guys. Hope you didn't actually see that on camera. Anyway, it was kind of scary. He was tense. I was glad he had a friend there. I do feel awful for him. He was in an awful position. He had to be just miserable. But it was not... And I got called a racist. I said that I thought his behavior was scary, and someone was like, "You racist!" and all this stuff on Twitter. Just to be clear, not on my house. And I was like, wow, this is super intense. I don't know the guy. I don't know Phaedra. I don't necessarily think either one of them look that great right now. I really feel for Phaedra, but, you know, it's pretty clear that she has no intention of taking her kids to jail. They're probably already divorced. I haven't been following all that. But there you go. That is the episode. I know I left some stuff out, so hit me up in the comments and let's talk.